Hello everybody, this is me Kevin, and today we are going to do a fun election prediction, a 2008 Ronald Reagan versus Roosevelt, or FDR, Franklin Roosevelt. So these two, they fought, when they ran for elections, they ran during a time when the economy wasn't doing well, and around this time the economy wasn't doing well. And they both did take action on war and all that. Like they both have at some way, like a conflict on Afghanistan with Ronald Reagan in World War II with Franklin Delano Roosevelt. So as you see here, this is a fun one. This is a 2008 fun prediction. And as you see here, we're going to start off with most Democratic state. Oh, whoops. We're going to start with the most Democratic state, Massachusetts. I believe Roosevelt can take it, as well as Vermont, because you know, they would most likely support him because of his policies. This is like let's just pretend that they came here, like they just came here after they running for they just like came through a portal or whatever, and they're running again as president or something. Their past, people will look at their past presidencies in this election and see which one's the best. And I see New York going for Roosevelt as well, because I think he was the governor there. Pretty sure, but I still think they would still vote for him. No, I don't see New Hampshire going for Roosevelt. I see it going to Reagan because it does seem it has gone a bit Republican at around that time or something. Like, it's a bit vulnerable there, and seeing how Ronald Reagan's really well known and really well liked. I just don't see Roosevelt taking it. Now, we're gonna have to split Maine up because it is Democratic, but I see Reagan winning one there because Reagan actually was a Democrat, actually. And actually, I would also like to point out that Ronald Reagan's political hero is actually FDR. And because he used to be a Democrat and all that, he would have probably taken at least one of Maine. I don't see it flipping to all the way to Reagan, but I see parts of it. But Democratic states like these would probably still go. Now Maryland would probably go to Roosevelt, and DC would probably still go to Roosevelt because DC never actually, from memory, I don't think DC has ever been given to Ronald Reagan. Jimmy Carter won it, and Walter Mondale won it as well, and Reagan never won it. Delaware and New Jersey are a bit tough, but I'm gonna skip that and go to Illinois, which would probably go to Roosevelt because it is Democratic state. So is Minnesota. Past presidents have been able to win Minnesota when they ran against Reagan, or who ran against Reagan have been able to win Minnesota, or at least one time, if my memory serves correct. Yeah, I think Minnesota. Yeah, I think so. I think these two states would probably still go to Roosevelt, but California is a bit iffy. Hawaii would probably go to Roosevelt, but I do see Alaska going to Reagan. And I see Texas obviously going to Reagan. Although like recently Texas is going more and more Democratic, and actually wait. This is a bit iffy because like Texas actually used to be a good state for Democrats to take, but those days are technically over now, and I mean, they both used to be Democrats, but I don't know. I think they both won Texas in all elections. But Florida, that's a big issue. So far, Roosevelt has 126, while Reagan has 8. I I see West Virginia going to Roosevelt, although that hasn't voted for Republican, I mean Democrat for like around 2008. It like Roosevelt could come in and connect to the people, but I see Ohio going for Reagan because he could appeal to people in Ohio, and I don't. And Reagan's a very popular man. Actually, he's one of the best presidents ever. Not the best, but he is one of the best presidents ever. So is Roosevelt, though. But I see him taking Ohio. Like this would be a close race between these two. So I see Reagan winning Ohio. Now, it still gets confusing. This is a very confusing map. But some of the most Republican states could probably vote for Reagan. But I also see one of Nebraska going to, alright, where is it? There. I see Reagan winning all of Nebraska. Or wait, yeah. There. Oh man, sorry. But yeah. In the 2008 election, Obama won one part of Nebraska. And I see Reagan winning most of Nebraska while Roosevelt takes one part. But yeah. Now, this is kind of hard. Iowa, like, the one disadvantage kind of is that it's kind of Republicans' fault here. And Bush is technically, like, George W. Bush, who is unpopular around this time. His father did work with Reagan, which could also serve as a disadvantage. But he did help the economy, so I think they would probably be like, yeah, probably. But Iowa, I see going to Roosevelt. I see himself appealing there. Now, let's see. I think Kentucky would probably go to Reagan. Indiana is a hard one to choose. But I'll skip it, but I think these states would probably go to Reagan. In 2008, Obama won Indiana. Tennessee would probably go to Reagan. Yeah, I see these two states going. But I see Missouri going to Roosevelt. And I see these two states, which are Democratic, and these states going to Roosevelt. Utah is a tough choice, or no, Arizona's a tough choice, so I'm gonna have to leave that. Now, Michigan is Democratic, so I'd probably put it there. South Carolina is a very Republican state, and I don't see it going to, I don't see it going to, like, I just don't see it going to Roosevelt. So, there's that. It is just kind of hard, though, to just, like, get... This is kind of hard. I see Wisconsin going to Roosevelt and Indiana as well. California is tough, but... I don't know. Like... Reagan was born there, which could be a big help factor. But it is a liberal state. And, there have been times when a home state, when someone was running in was running for the presidency and they didn't win their home state. Because, like, let's say Democrats, let's say there was a Democrat running for president who was born in, like, a Republican state like Tennessee or, like Kansas. They could most likely win that state because they were born there. But there have been also cases where they lost their home state. Like Al Gore in the 2000 election. He lost Tennessee, which was his home state, actually. So, that is a big issue. Home states, although it might be their home state, it is a liberal state. Texas, where would it go? Huh. I see Roosevelt winning. Oh no. Oh no. Sorry guys, I have to pause this for a second. I need. For the most part, I got. Did I start? Yeah. For the most part, I think I got it back. Oh wait, whoops, forgot that. Yep, there. So this is the map so far, and I see Reagan winning Indiana. Like I don't see Franklin Roosevelt winning it. You know, I just don't see it. I see Virginia going to Roosevelt. Arizona would probably go to Reagan. I just see that happening. And John McCain likes Reagan, and I see him endorsing Reagan, so that would probably happen, but I don't see. I don't see him winning. You know what? Maybe that's a lie. Huh. North Carolina. But I see him winning Pennsylvania. I see him appealing to those voters, and I see him also winning Delaware and New Jersey. Texas, I see going to Reagan. I don't see Roosevelt going there to win it. No, you know what? No. I see him winning it. And as you see, he wins the election. I just don't see Roosevelt not winning it. I see him going there, getting the votes. And although Reagan is popular, I don't see him winning it. I see Reagan winning some of these states. But I also see North Carolina going for him, and also the state going for him. Now, California, although Reagan lost the election, like last time I did the prediction like this, it was kind of closer. Um, hmm. It is a very liberal state, though. But but there have been times when it's been too close. But I see California going for Roosevelt. I don't see it going for Reagan. Although Texas could, but no, I don't see it going for Reagan. As you see here, this is the map. Roosevelt beats Reagan by 394 to 144. Like I see Roosevelt's message. I see Roosevelt winning this election compared to Reagan. Like he made stuff like Social Security and stuff, which would later lead to like Medicare and all that. Like his New Deal helped inspire many people. I see many of the old people coming to vote, but I also see many of the old people coming to vote for Reagan. But FDR, I think what he has done, his programs and all that, compared to Reagan's, I see him winning the election even more. Although it has been a closer race than although it is a closer race, I don't see Reagan even coming close, which I was surprised. But yeah, that's what I think. So this is the final tally, and yeah, who do you guys think would have won? Roosevelt or Reagan? Tell me in the comments. Bye.